Thank you so much, Dawn Suu Kyi. And I just want to say that the fact that this is her last event in Washington and the fact that she came here to pay tribute to others, I think bespeaks a selflessness which explains why she is such an effective and cherished leader of the democratic movement of Burma. Thank you, Aung San Suu Kyi. I'd now like to call on our 4 award recipients to come up and to stand here, and I will read the tribute to them. So come on up. And please. For over 50 years, Burma steadily declined under brutal military rule. Civil wars and ethnic conflicts raged. Human rights violations were rampant. The country's education and healthcare systems decayed and its economy imploded. Amidst the despair, Burma's pro-democracy movement offered its people genuine reason for hope. While they endured decades of harassment and repression, the popular desire for freedom, dignity, and democratic change never wavered, revealing itself consistently over time in the student uprising of 1988, the aborted election in 1990 that was won by the National League for Democracy, the Saffron Revolution that reached its climax 5 years ago this month, and the NLD's landslide victory in the by-elections held earlier this year. The political reforms that have been initiated during the past year, including the release of political prisoners and the return of many exiles, have been a significant step forward. Thousands of people gave their lives in the struggle to achieve this important but still tentative opening, and millions have sacrificed and suffered. If the country is to make a full transition to democracy, achieving peace and reconciliation with the ethnic nationalities, reforming the Constitution, providing the people with proper health care and education, and rebuilding the country's economy, Burma's diverse, resilient, and committed democratic opposition must continue to play a decisive role in driving the process forward. In paying tribute to Burma's democracy movement with its 2012 Democracy Award, the NED is proud to give special recognition to 5 leaders who have dedicated their lives to building a peaceful, just, and democratic Burma. Minko Naing, the courageous leader of the 1988 student uprising; Kuntunu, the Shan leader and great voice for the ethnic nationalities; Dr. Cynthia Mong, who has given succor and relief to the thousands of refugees, migrant workers, and orphans who have fled Burma; Joa Tu, who is the pillar of civil society activism inside Burma; and Aung Din, himself a former student leader and political prisoner, who has led the advocacy for Burma in the United States and around the world. Like the countless millions of Burmese they represent today, all 5 recipients have demonstrated compassion, courage, and resolve in their efforts to build a democratic Burma, for their unwavering dedication to the cause of freedom and their steadfast service to the people of Burma. The National Endowment for Democracy is honored to present its 2012 Democracy Award to the democratic movement of Burma. The award is, which we have been given since 1991, is the Goddess of Democracy, the statue that was built in Tiananmen Square in 1989. It was torn down by a tank, but it's an international symbol for freedom based upon our Statue of Liberty, and we give it every year. Its sculptor, by the way, is in the room today with us, Tom Marsh. I want to thank him. This is our...
So all distinguished guests, our national leader, Dr. Aung San Suu Kyi, and members of Congress of the United States, Board of Directors, member and staff of National Endorsement for Democracy, friends and colleagues. Thank you for being with us today and giving me this opportunity to present this award speech. And we all welcome peace talk and releasing of political prisoners in Burma. But there are still many challenges to a genuine, durable peace and democracy in our country. Continued military operation in ethnic states and severe restriction of local and international aid to the war victims are the key concern of the communities from Burma. This situation also creates mistrust of the peace process in the grassroots level. Many countries in the world, during the war and post-conflict and disaster, women are subject of rape and sexual violences. These conditions also complicate HIV infection, trauma, and disabilities. Girls are disempowered when they cannot go to school or when their families disintegrate or flee from war zone. From the perspective of the service provider for displaced people, communities and civilians are disempowered physically, psychologically, emotionally, and socially by the above causes. Ongoing land confiscation can be translated into poverty. From UN Security Council Resolution 1325 recognized sexual violences as a security issue. Gender-based violence is a symptom of the large problem that translates into impunity and inequality, which is a threat of building and maintaining peace and security. We need to incorporate gender issue in designing and implementation of peace initiative activities during and post-conflict situation. Prevention and protection of gender-based violence is one of the important components in peace-building process. Support from international communities to lay down the foundation for government to protect civilians from harms and enable them to prosper in the long term is still needed. While the government has the official responsibility to protect its people, the individual and community must also play a role in promoting peace and security. When all stakeholders are involved, reconciliation and recovery in society is less likely to relapse into chaos and terror. Thank you again for your continued support in rebuilding our nation. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Congress, my colleagues and comrades in arms from Burma, Myanmar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this great opportunity to speak here in Congress. I was elected as a member of Parliament in 1990, but the Congress never sat. I am excited and honored to have a chance to stand here for the first time in the Congress of a democratic nation, which has been supporting democracy and human rights around the world. Also, I'd like to thank the National Endowment for Democracy for sponsoring this event. I would like to express my sincere gratitude for this prestigious prize. I'm honored to accept this award, not for myself, but for the people of Burma, especially the non-Burman ethnic nationalities who have been long time fighting for democracy, equality, self-determination, and genuine federal union. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say Mingalaba. This is where we're below together. NED Okra, Mr. Kakisman, Mr. Brian Joseph to appear, NED Pueda Alon to Jesu Shibare.
I would like to thank Mr. Dick Gebhardt, Mr. Carl Gersman, Mr. Brian Joseph, and the entire NED team for organizing this event.
Superboy Laya Abijado, American Ludo Mamia to Jesu Genmare.
I would also like to thank the members of the United States Congress and the United States government for attending this ceremony.
General Mimaning and democracy yaon, best song on the Swansong Bigedo, Seattle Tangadomia, 88 Jomamia, Yama community poemia, Pidun Pibachi, Yama Tanga Lumia Alone Edwa, Lulu Gonzon, Amedo on San Suji, a two coincidental Jesu Shiba.
I would also like to thank all the monks, students from the 88 generation students, Myanmar community here in the United States and around the world, and to our leader Aung San Suu Kyi for always striving to bring true democracy to Myanmar.
Jesu Dinayona Pivo. John Lua Naigun Budian Lunandi Pide, Nai Jamai Pinyai, the Bawapi, Sibi Duncan Pidudoye, Lu Achedi would settle in Arto Mimbi, Lokai Pia Ma Pipale. Bajon Lesulo, John Lumanangama, Lu Achem Yazwa, Shini Lu Pipale.
Just to give thanks is not enough. As a humanitarian worker, I and our organization, the FFSS, are committed to assisting the people of Myanmar, providing healthcare, education, funeral services, battleground casualty care, and disaster relief. I believe there is still much work to be done.
Segulo Lumwelungan time be two ten Yamao, Losong Niama. American Lumumia, Quinian, Luapare, Celebi, Democracy Pan and Yaudeti, General Yama Lumumia to Bubon Kuni Dame Lule Yonchivale.
I would also like to request the people of the United States to continue to assist our humanitarian challenges. And I believe the people of the United States will continue to support the democratic efforts of the people of Myanmar.
Alon Jesu Demai. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished guests, and Under Secretary Maria Odero, and Congressman Joseph Crowley, Madam Secretary Albright, and Democratic Leader Nancy Pelosi, and Mrs. Anna Lantos, and also our honorable Buddhist monks and my fellow Burmese activists in exile. It is a great honor for me to accept the Democracy Award on behalf of the Burmese democracy movement. I thank to the National Endowment for Democracy for this award and its consistent and effective support for the movement for many, many years. And I especially thank to Carl Gashman, Brian Joseph, John Knox, Barbara Hay, Almozin, David Angelis, and NED staff members for recognizing the small role I have played in support of the Burmese democracy movement from far, far away. I'm also very grateful to Auntie Aung San Suu Kyi for being here with us and giving us a kind remark. Last time I saw her in Burma was 23 years ago in April 1989. It was after the water festival and a few days before I was arrested. And then when she was released in November 2011, I got a chance to make a telephone call to her. And during that telephone conversation, she told me that, "Aune, you have to lose your weight." So since then, I try to go to the gym at least 3 times a day. Thank you, Andy. Andy, it is a great pleasure for me to see you here again. And I also thank you very much for your effective and strong leadership for the people of Burma. I also want to thank to my USCP team, Jennifer Quigley, Maya Dakafor, and Brianna Oliver, and our board members, Simon, Sam, Gordon, Udemondo, Nikki, and Larry, who all are in this room. So without them and without their support, I would not be here today. And whilst we are celebrating here, there are about 100,000 refugees in Kachin State, northern part of Burma, in makeshift camps, struggling hard to survive under the heavy rain, severe weather, and infectious diseases due to the fighting between the Burmese military and the Kachin independence organizations after the 70 years old ceasefire was broken in June last year. And in the country's west, in Rakhine State, over 70,000 refugees from the Buddhist community and Muslim community, they have lost their homes, villages, their neighborhoods, their properties, their friends and families, as well as their hopes and their future after the brutal and tragic communal conflict. In the country is nearly 500,000 ethnic people are still hiding in jungle and mountains without knowing when they can have a permanent place to stay and survive without fear. And on the Thai-Burma border, more than 150,000 refugees are under the pressure from the Thai authorities to go back to Burma, where they don't feel safe yet. And on the mainland, several hundreds of political prisoners still remain in prison. And workers are trying hard to help increase their minimum wages. And the farmers are trying hard to get their land back from the confiscated by the cronies and military. So our struggle for democracy, human rights, rule of law, and equality among ethnic nationalities are far from over yet. And we'll move forward, and we'll try to expand the opening we have wider and bigger under the great leadership of Dr. Aung San Suu Kyi by peaceful means. We still need support from the outside world, especially from our true and best friend, United States of America. So please continue to lend your support for us in making our country truly democratic, peaceful, and prosperous. God bless America, and God bless Burma. Thank you very much.